When it comes to Arizona National, I would say the major turning point was in 2017 when we got the Formula One project, which was a very unique project. It required a special set of skills. It was fully made by Arizona in 2017 to 2018, which has put us on a map of the asphalt industry, basically, which has given us a big reputation. Actually, not only in Kuwait, in all GCC and the Middle East, because this project was supervised by the Formula One itself. So there is a difference in culture, in how to construct a project between the Middle East and basically the European. So in order to adapt, the whole company had to adapt, starting from the operator up to the general manager. This was a challenge. This is the first thing. Even in terms of regulation, there was a challenge in terms of how to do it. The second thing is how accurate was the project in terms of tolerance. So when you're engineering, you have like 10% tolerance in any aspect you do, but in this project, it was less than 1%. There is no place for error, because if any issue happened with the asphalt, even 1%, it can cause serious issues when the Formula One or when the race is happening. So the accuracy of the project was extremely challenging. We have to shift to start dealing with more of automation in all terms of all machine. This was a challenge for us because it's not how usually it's dealt here. Komatsu was one of the first companies that introduced us to how to do the automation. What is the automation anyway? Because we were not really familiar with that. So they came here with many partners. They explained to us how does the automation work, what is the role of each automation in each machine, how does it affect, how does it change the efficiency, how does it increase the productivity, how does it save fuel, how does it help the operator. All this to be honest, we were not very familiar with, but with the help of Komatsu team, we had, I would say, went to the next level when it came to the automation. Now, one of the reasons why we went deeper with Komatsu in terms of partnership is the quality of their product, because as everybody knows, obviously it's Japanese. There's always something about the Japanese products. And Komatsu in particular, we saw outside the quality, the fuel consumption, how many breakdowns we are having. It's much less than any other machine. The service, the machine itself, it's easy even for the operator to handle, and it keeps up with the regulation, which is very important. This is a subject we talked about before, that keeping up with environmental regulation, it's extremely important for us. Currently, I'm completing my doctorate degree. The subject of my doctorate or my thesis is about the impact of the new regulations on the heavy equipment industry. This subject matches exactly, and it comes in line with Komatsu's vision and with our vision. So I'm always comparing what is happening in Komatsu and how they follow up the regulation in terms of, as I said, carbon footprint, what tier is the engine, what is the impact each machine is having, and all the aspects that when it comes to environment. If any regulations comes in Kuwait or in GCC that you need to be this tier or you need to have this amount of emission, Komatsu is always in line with that, and to be honest, it's even above that. Now, as somebody who is studying this in deep, I had even in my mind a lot of comparison between Komatsu and some other machines. And I'm not saying this because we're talking about Komatsu, but you can see the difference from somebody who's really specialized in this, between how Komatsu machine is performing when it comes to emissions, when it comes to all the regulations comparing to the other machines, which is something we are applying in our work. We talked before about what is the role of Dar al-Hayy with us in planning and in training. But for us, the most important when it comes to Dar al-Hayy, and when it comes to basically any partner, but especially we saw Dar al-Hayy is during the peak of the project, because all the problems of the construction site come together. It's not only the heavy equipment, everything comes together. So Dar al-Hayy plays a huge role at the time of the peak, that they give us the full support. They are there on a daily basis. They are answering all our calls in terms of if there is any breakdown, if we have any technical question, if we have anything. That is the major role. That's why we love Dar al-Hayy. When it comes to the automation, definitely it's anyway the future of the heavy equipment industry. For that, Komatsu is always, I believe I can feel they are one step ahead of the other competitors. which is you can reflect on the machines how easy for the operator to handle the automation, which is not usually the case for others. But when it comes to Komatsu, it's easy. The operator can shift to the automation part. Plus, you can see the accuracy, which is very important. I would say the highest aspect for Komatsu when it comes to automation is the accuracy, because it's not only to do it automated, you need to get the result you're looking for. So if I would highlight the major aspect that puts Komatsu, as I said, one step ahead, is the accuracy of the result when it comes to automation.